Yo, what's going on, TDG gang? It's DionsAura here today, and we're back with another reaction. I thought this one would be very interesting. I'm gonna get into it really quick. I just want to say something first. I have Tourette's. I was diagnosed in 4th grade with Tourette's, so I'm very familiar with this neurological disorder. So I thought, why not react? I love South Park. I've been watching it since a kid, for better or worse. So I thought, why not react to this video about South Park describing Tourette syndrome, their take on it, their episode with Eric, if you aren't familiar with it, faking Tourette's and then actually developing it. So let's get into it.
South Park is always excelled at taking topics that might seem
called Armchair Analysis.
At first and
linked in the description.
Transforming them into clever social commentary. Over the years, this approach has sparked plenty of controversy, but also contributed to making South Park one of the most popular TV shows of all time. Today, we'll be exploring how South Park portrayed a neurological disorder. We're diving into South Park's infamous Tourette syndrome episode. This episode was actually praised by the Tourette's Association of America and also helped educate the public about what the disorder actually involves.
So this is a good breakdown right here. Me personally, I have a mild form of Tourette's. I used to only have like vocal and motor tics, like. So for me, it was always like light switches and shit, or I would like spit a lot, or I would like like clear my throat a lot and shit like that. Like I'd make noises and stuff. As you get older, it tends to get better, but not always. For me, luckily, yeah, I didn't have to take my medicine a lot. It started like, I didn't like it, so I stopped taking my medicine in like 5th grade, and I've just went through it, just toughing it out. But still affects me to this day, still an everyday thing. But yeah, this breaks it down very well. So vocal tics and motor tics are the tip of the iceberg. I mean, if you have Tourette's, you're gonna have those two, most likely, one or the other. Things go downhill from there. Handwriting difficulties, I have the worst handwriting ever fucking seen by man. I literally had to get a little computer thing in class before like laptops were super huge. It was like a typing machine because they couldn't read my handwriting. My English teacher, I literally got sent home late, or not late. I got sent home crying one day because my English teacher made me rewrite in front of the whole class this assignment like 5 times because she couldn't read my handwriting. It's not my fault, bro. Freaking I have Tourette's. Like it's difficult to articulate to people who don't go through it, and it's also difficult to articulate to people who aren't familiar with it or haven't like been around somebody that has it. Thankfully, I don't have to, say a bunch of tics, but it can also work in the case if you say a bunch of things or you do a bunch of things repeatedly, it can turn into a tic. It can develop into a tic, and a tic is like the thing your Tourette's is. Like if you snap a lot, that's a tic. Like it's not like a thing you think about doing. It's like breathing. Like, your body just does it. You know what I mean? Like, when I used to have really bad vocal tics, my body just did it. I couldn't help it. It messed up a lot of shit for me. So, yeah, it's very interesting. It's an interesting disorder, and there's no cure. They don't even know why it happens. Neurological disorders are so hard to understand that, they don't know why it happens. They also don't have a cure for it. There's medicine to help moderate it. But they don't know how to.
Statement from TSA was,
I just needs to check
your asshole.
But hold on, not that TSA.
Yeah,
that's better.
Asshole.
I guess when they were founded, they were called the Tourette Syndrome Association, hence TSA, but later changed to the Tourette's Association of America. So we'll just call them TAA from now on. Anyways,
I don't know much about the Tourette community. I never dived deep into it. I don't really consider myself a part of the community. I have Tourette's, but it's not like bad enough to the point where I feel like I gotta find other people with it. I don't really give a fuck.
South Park episode did generate
I just thought it'd be an interesting perspective since I love South Park and I also have Tourette. So.
They did have some criticisms though, which we'll get to during the episode analysis. Le Petit Tourette. This is a near perfect episode in my opinion. I wouldn't go as far to call it the best episode.
It's not the best episode, but it's fucking phenomenal. It's a great fucking episode. Fuck Eric Cartman, bro.
South Park is at its core. It features Eric Cartman being his horrible and offensive self,
but
discusses and educates us about a sensitive topic, and of course has brilliant pop culture references.
Why don't you have a seat?
Before we get started, this video is sponsored by... yeah, right. I probably wouldn't even.
I was about to skip it so fast, bro. I got y'all. Don't even trip, gang. I got y'all.
Or subscribing
I was about to
help out.
clip the
Enough
shit out of
yapping,
that.
let's get
Like
started.
and subscribe my videos too, gang.
I
Link
am
in the
not
description
a
to this nigga.
neurologist, nor do I have Tourette syndrome. This
I do.
video is not meant to diagnose or give medical advice to anyone. It is purely for entertainment purposes.
Same here, to be honest. I'm just giving you my insight.
The episode begins in a toy safari. The South Park fan wiki says that this is supposed to be a parody of Toys R Us, but I looked it up and it's actually a real store in California.
Oh, is it for real?
1992. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I
wasn't even.
When I do research
I wasn't aware.
for these episodes.
That was
You'll
even
get
a thing.
used to it. Anyways, while Cartman is shopping for toys, we meet a young boy named Thomas.
Cock!
Eric is obviously a little confused by the random profanities. A worker at the store walks up to the boy's mom and she explains that her son has Tourette syndrome.
And it's not only difficult for the child, think how frustrating it is for the parent too. Like, obviously it's frustrating for the person that has it, of course. But think about the parent, man. Like, thankfully mine wasn't to this point. But think about it from the parent's perspective, bro. Like, you literally have a child that can't control their actions, but is always going to be seen as a, maybe not vile is the right word, but as like a, to be frank, like in a nuisance. Like, you know what I mean? Like a crude, if they have those type of tics, like a crude person in public, because not everyone knows they have Tourette's, and even if they do, they don't understand it. So they're like, just tell them to shut up. You can't just shut up, gang. That's not how it works. That's not how it fucking works. So yeah, it's a struggle for everybody, bro. It's a terrible, I mean, it fucking sucks, bro.
It's a
For everyone involved. I wish there was a cure for it. I wish
While
we knew
waiting
why.
in line, Cartman has had enough and confronts the kid.
But it's nothing to be
He's the one
ashamed about,
Thomas
for
is
sure.
directing these words to.
For
His mother
sure.
again has to explain Tourette's to everyone.
You're literally
around.
normal in
When I
every
watched
single way.
this
You just
episode
can't
as a
control
kid,
some
I
actions.
didn't really think much about this scene, but as an adult, it's hard to not feel sympathy for Thomas and his mom here. Could you imagine having to explain to people everywhere you go about Tourette's? That's actually really sad when you think about it, especially considering how rare it is. Less than 1% of people have Tourette's, and only 10% of those people have coprolalia. You also have to keep in mind when this episode
when you
released.
just say words?
In 2007, people were a lot less understanding of what Tourette's even was. The empathy you feel is quickly drowned out by one of the funnier intro scenes in the entire show. When Cartman realizes that Thomas will never get in trouble no matter what he says.
Fuck this nigga Cartman, bro. This nigga Cartman be killing me, my nigga. He literally, okay, so bro, he's such a mischievous little shit, bro. I fucking hate Cartman, but I fucking love to hate him. He sees this kid swear in public. He's like, why the fuck is nobody talking to this kid? Why does he get to say the shit and I get in trouble if I say it's because he has Tourette's? He's like, okay, then maybe I got Tourette's too, my nigga. So he starts going fucking insane and saying whatever the fuck he wants because he's saying he has Tourette's. And to be honest, there's no way to prove it. Somebody really could just fake Tourette's if they really wanted to, if they're just a degenerate little piece of fucking shit like Eric Cartman. They could 100% fake Tourette's. There's no way to prove that you actually have it. A blood sample won't tell you. A brain scan won't tell you. Shit won't tell you. So, yeah, you could 100% fake it if you really wanted to. And it's terrible, bro. Fuck Eric,
He,
bro.
of course, has found his golden ticket.
'Cause I got a golden ticket.
I can't with this kid, man.
I got a golden chance to make my way.
Cartman is able to easily convince his mom that he now has Tourette's, and she takes him to the Colorado
And that's the thing, is you can develop it.
The doctor tells us
You don't
that
have to be
Tourette's
born
is
with
a
it. You can
hereditary
develop Tourette's.
disease and doesn't
I'm
usually just
quite
suddenly
sure you can
start.
develop
The
Tourette's.
exact cause of Tourette's syndrome is still a mystery, but research has proven there are genetic factors, and it seems to be an inherited condition. However, Tourette's
my
can
mom doesn't
skip
have it,
generations
so
and
I don't know.
present
My mom
itself
doesn't have
as
Tourette's. My dad doesn't have
OCD or
Tourette's, so I don't
ADHD
fuck.
and
I don't
other
know.
family members. Just because you don't know a family member with it doesn't mean you can't develop it either. So what Cartman is trying to do here is technically possible.
Yeah, like I was
especially
saying,
for a
man.
10-year-old.
You can
Though
do it.
This is still obviously exaggerated. You wouldn't just be spouting this many cuss words like he is after a single night of sleep. It would progress much more slowly.
It would progress
over time.
very slowly.
Eric gets what he
Obviously,
wants out of
it's
the
a
doctor
cartoon.
And gets told that he will
It's
make
not
sure everyone at
inherently
school will be
realistic.
accepting of his
It's
disorder.
fucking South Park.
Bingo.
The
But you
hallway
could if you
scene
wanted
is
to fake
easily
it,
one
you
of the
could.
most
Don't.
iconic of this episode.
Like, fuck
is
you, but,
always
like,
in those
don't, but, like, you
poorly
could,
edited
like,
South
but
Park
fuck you, like,
most
don't, like,
offensive
you know.
clips, compilations, but for good reason.
Oh, good morning, Principal Victoria. Shitballs!
Cartman is basically having the time of his life. This scene is Eric Cartman
with a smile on his face,
episode
man.
also
With a
gives
complete
us one of
smile on the
Craig's
nigga's
best
face.
one-liners.
If I could say shitballs to the principal, I'd be so happy.
Cartman
And
gives
this
a
man
little
Craig,
speech
bro.
about his tics, and Principal Victoria assures Eric that everything is okay, and they think he's very
Yeah! I had to yawn.
He's faking.
My fault, gang. Not a
Of
tick.
course, Kyle
Not
is
a
the one
tick.
to see
I'm just
right
being
through
stupid.
Cartman's lie. This is a prime example of why I actually really like Kyle as a character. He isn't completely entertaining on his own or as well written as, say, Butters or Randy, but he provides constant conflict within Cartman's life, making for some of the show's best moments. When Kyle calls him out, Cartman uses the, well, what are you gonna do, tell on me, strategy that he's definitely used before.
What are you gonna do, Kyle? Tell on me? Then you'll be a great big no-good double-faced poopy pants tattletale.
We then get shown how disruptive Cartman can be inside of a classroom when he has free reign to say whatever he wants.
Booge, balls, bloody vaginal belch.
Okay, but
I
even though
hate this nigga, bro. He's sitting with his fucking feet up in the air, just bang, bang, feeling good. Like, bro, what? I hate this nigga,
really
bro.
disgusting, can
I
we just
can't stand
appreciate the
Cartman,
creativity
man.
here? How does one
Yeah,
even come
man.
up with that? Kyle starts getting really annoyed and tells Eric to stop. And as we know, if you give Cartman an inch, he will take a
Take
mile.
a mile. Yep, sure.
Garrison goes to the principal to complain about Cartman, claiming that he can't properly teach the class as Eric has become such a distraction. This is actually a real-life issue that has come up in schools. Though it's not fair to use Cartman as an example here because, well, we all know he's doing it on purpose. However, this is a controversial topic, depending on the severity.
And it sucks, bro, because like that's a real thing, man. Sorry, that's a real thing, bro. Like if you're in school and you have tics, I went through this my fucking self, bro. If you have tics, it disrupts the class. It throws kids off. It makes them not want to be your friend or not talk to you because you're fucking annoying them because you're making noises or saying shit that they don't want to hear. They're trying to focus in class and shit. And the teacher has to be understanding about that stuff because it's not your fault. But the kids are kids. They don't give a fuck. They're kids, bro. So it's fucked up either way, but it is what it is. This is a good little... I had shit in my throat, my fault. This is a good simple tic graph. Head jerking, eye blinking, eye darting. If you watch Jinxie, he also has Tourette's, I'm quite sure, with his eye blinking thing. That's a tic. I think he might, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to throw accusations out there. He might exaggerate it for stream. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, or like as far as I know, the nigga said that he has Tourette's, so I think that's a tic. He might not be able to control it. So that's a good example right there. It's a real world example if you watch Jinxie, the eye thing that he does, the blinking. Coughing, swallowing, lip twitching, nose itching, grunting, barking, and throat clearing. That was mine. I had grunting, barking, and throat clearing. I didn't fucking bark like a dog like Speed, but I did like clear my throat a lot and I couldn't control it. It just happened. Like it is what it is. It just happened.
It can be extremely distracting to a classroom and even to the student.
My
who
mom
has
just
Tourette's.
texted me,
They might have difficulty
Mondokes! I gotta
concentrating
respond
in
to my
class
mom.
because
If
they're
you ever
focusing
see
on
your mom
trying to
text you, you
control
don't
their
respond,
tics.
fuck
It's a
you, bro. Unless
case-by-case
your mom did some fucked up
basis,
shit
and
to
not
you.
all people with Tourette's
If you're on
can
good terms
fall
with your
under the
mom, bro,
same
always
category.
respond to your mom, bro. That's
Principal
Mondokes.
Victoria
That's
responds
Mondokes,
by
bro.
saying she has brought Mr. Donaldson from the Tourette's Tolerance and Understanding Foundation. It's not a real foundation, by the way. I checked. Mr. Donaldson is a great one-off character that I wish could have been used more throughout the series. As a kid around middle school age when this episode came out, this was...
You know what's crazy about my mom, actually, chat, is she didn't believe that I had Tourette's. I don't want her messages to pop up on the screen. Ignore those, chat. She didn't know I had Tourette's until I got checked, and then she felt fucking terrible, bro. And as a parent, that's gotta fucking suck. I can only imagine, bro. I'm thankful I became an understanding individual because I used to have anger issues, bro. And I would like kind of hold it over her head because I was like, I was right. Yeah, like, I was right. There was something wrong with me. I couldn't control it because she would get mad at me for always grunting and making noises and doing shit that wasn't normal for kids to do. She thought I was just being annoying. Like, she thought I was just doing it on purpose to get attention or be annoying. Wasn't the case. I just had Tourette's. And once she took me to the doctor and said, and I quote, if there's nothing wrong with you or something like that along those lines, then you're like in trouble. Like, I'm going to take you to the doctor and there's nothing wrong with you. You're in big trouble. Like, so she felt terrible, obviously, as any parent would, that she even said stuff like that because I had Tourette's. I couldn't control it. So she felt terrible about that. But man, I fucking love my mom, bro. She's very understanding through it all. She's always been there for me. She's always made sure that I was okay with my Tourette's and my tics and shit. I couldn't have gone through it, honestly, without my mom. So love y'all's moms, bro. If they ever need anything, bro, do not hesitate, bro. I don't give a fuck if it's the dishes. I don't give a fuck if they want you to walk the dog. I don't give a fuck if it's anything, bro. Care about your mother, bro. Always care about your mom. Mom dukes and your dad, bro. Care about your parents. They love you, bro. Unless they're pieces of shit.
Just as he's being
like every kid deserves a parent, not every parent deserves a kid. If you have good parents, respect and love them, bro. If they're pieces of shit, fuck them.
Mr. hears this, he immediately gets angry with Kyle, explaining that nobody would want this illness. Kyle is taken to a children's therapy center where Mr. Donaldson runs a support group. The children, including Thomas, explain the struggles of Tourette's and how difficult it is to live with. This scene was extremely well researched and is mostly praised by people with Tourette's. It's really interesting when they
closely related to
what an
ADHD and
urge
OCD
to
and
tic
shit
actually feels like. They compare it to a cough or a sneeze. I've also heard it explained like this. If you think really hard, you can hold your breath. In the same way that if you think really hard, you can usually hold tics back. But eventually, you have to breathe.
It's a perfect explanation. That's fucking perfect. For me personally, it's like breathing, bro. It's like a cough or a sneeze. Like, you can hold it back, but the more you hold it back, the worse it's gonna be. I think tics, in my case, are related to anxiety. Like, the more as a kid that I tried to not use my tic, like, not use, but the more I tried to not, like, fucking have my tics come out, the more they would come out. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that you want to go through inherently, you know? Like, it's a terrible thing. My mom's calling me. Hold on just a second.
As an itch, tingling, or aching feeling that doesn't go away until you tic.
Can I call you?
Another person described it as a
like
similar feeling to restless leg syndrome, a building pressure that doesn't go away until you act on it. I just find Tourette's really interesting. It isn't a one-size-fits-all condition. Each person with it experiences it in a unique and varied way. Kyle decides to
that's why you always love your moms and your dads, bro. She just called to check on me. She's on her break and she just called to check on me because I wasn't feeling well this morning.
How any single person would fake such a disorder.
I love my mom, bro.
Which is perfectly fair. They have suffered with it most of their lives. They can't even see the possibility of someone finding it fun. But of course, we do know someone who would find it fun. The next scene is in the running for the funniest of the episode. Cartman
goes most evil ass nigga ever.
Yeah. Piss out your ass right onto Kyle's mom's fat Jew face!
He can't just be happy that he got away with faking it. He has to make sure to rub it in Kyle's face as hard as possible.
I'm a texter, I love you. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring my mom.
He says something to Thomas.
Isn't having Tourette's awesome?
Finally, someone else is aware that Cartman is a fraud. Let's talk about faking Tourette's for a minute. This is something that people have actually done in real life. Not usually for their own amusement like Cartman, but for monetary gain. There's been videos exposing a TikToker who was later confirmed to be faking the disorder. You don't need me to tell you how f***ed up this is, but what a lot of people don't
She looks like a bitch that would do some shit like that. I don't like to judge off looks a lot of the time, but fuck it, I'm a judging ass nigga. I'm a judging ass nigga. So I'm gonna judge the fuck out of somebody. She looks like somebody that would do shit like that. No cap. She does. I mean, I'm just being honest. She looks like somebody that would do shit like that. Bro, look. If you fucking have Tourette's, bro, you understand you don't want to fucking have Tourette's, bro. It's awful. Like, it's nothing to be ashamed of. And if you deal with it, then you don't know what life is like not having it. So it's normal to you. But fuck is it annoying sometimes, bro. Like, no, nobody wants to have Tourette's that actually has Tourette's. It's fucked up to fake shit like that. And it's not even just Tourette's. It's anything, bro. Don't fake autism. Don't fake crippled, like, a disability. Don't fake Tourette's. Don't fake none of that shit. The shit is
people who actually struggle with Tourette's.
Why? Like, I don't like what the fuck's wrong with you. Like, you have a mental disorder, but it's not Tourette's. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck you.
But you're also bringing out the tinfoil hat wearers who think everything in life is a conspiracy. I've seen social media influencers who are genuinely diagnosed by licensed professionals, and people tell them.
This girl, if you don't know, has I forgot what it's called, but it's like the multiple personality thing. Like, she has different like versions of herself living in her head, and they swap at different points. I think she has like 18, which is crazy to me, but Yeah, she has, I forgot, sorry, I don't remember what it's called, but she basically has different personalities that come out.
All the time
she's
in their
very popular
section that they're
influencer.
faking it. Some of these people even go as far as to deny that Tourette's is a real thing. It's actually a little concerning people like this exist. Yes, there have been cases of people faking the disorder, but that is a very small percentage of people, and you're doing more harm by trying to accuse everyone who claims to have Tourette's as faking it. That is just weird behavior. I wouldn't be...
Think about that shit, bro. Why would you want to fake that shit? Like, there's maybe 0.1% of people who want to fake disabilities for whatever the fuck, for whatever reason they want to do that shit. But why? Like, why would we want to fake that? Like, why, bro? It's not fun. It's not something you just want to do. Like, it's fucked up. Like, why would you want to fake that shit?
Comments like this
it's not fake. I can tell you as somebody...
But it's just something that really annoyed me, so I had to talk about it.
I got
Carson
paid?
devises a plan to get onto Dateline so that he can say horrible things nationwide. And here we see our first appearance of Chris Hansen.
Nigga,
So
I'm
right
about to go get some goddamn Taco Bell, my nigga. Oh my god, I got paid.
I'm someone who rarely rewatches TV shows. I can really only think of 3 different shows.
Fuck that I get paid
rewatch
today,
every
though.
couple years. South
Only was
Park,
working for a week.
Dexter, and To Catch a Predator. Watching these perverted freaks get arrested and then having them willingly sit down and be interviewed about it just hits the dopamine receptors differently. I'm neutral on Chris Hansen as a person. He probably did have a little too much influence during this show. Like, a journalist probably shouldn't be directing law enforcement. I get some of the critiques. But man, was that show entertaining.
Hey, yo, somebody just... Hey, they do donuts and all type of shit outside my apartment all the fucking time. It's
by
crazy.
writing Chris Hansen a touching letter.
Oh, is this Eric?
When Kyle hears about Eric going on national TV, he
now this is where it gets interesting for this nigga. This nigga Eric right out. They got
I wet my bed
dusty ass nigga. I wet the bed last night. He's starting to develop Tourette's. Now, we don't know what causes Tourette's, and I'm not saying that this is inherently realistic. I don't fucking know. I don't know if you can develop it from faking it. I don't know. But in this context, Eric started faking it so much that he just said whatever came to his mind, to the point now he can't control what he says. And that's a perfect way to describe Tourette's. You say whatever comes to your mind, bro. Like, you can't control it. You can't control it. It just comes out. And it's shit you don't want people to know either. Like, I don't have, like, vocal tics, like saying curse words and shit. I don't have that. So I can't speak from that experience. But, you know, just being in my own, like, space and having Tourette's and knowing, you know, different people that have had Tourette's and shit, I know how it is, bro. It's like drinking water, or not drinking water, fuck. It's like breathing. It's like breathing air. Fuck it, I don't know how to explain it. Fuck, I'm bad with words, but fuck it, he's developing Tourette's. Nigga, like,
What did you say?
He's
saying shit that he can't control saying.
Honestly,
and
though,
now
my
he
favorite
hates it,
part
and
about
now
this
he gets
little
why no one
interaction
wants
with
to
Kyle is
fake
that
the shit.
Eric,
It sucks.
for some reason, is pretending to drink scotch. I don't know why, but I find that really funny.
It's just apple
thrown
juice.
a party, and he gets praised for being brave enough to go on national TV for his disorder. Also, I think I found an animation mistake here, because why on earth would Kyle be smiling in this shot? While Cartman is giving his speech, he starts blurting out things that he doesn't mean to, implying that he's actually starting to develop Tourette's.
I fantasize about kissing Patty Nelson. Ew.
He panics and runs to the bathroom and tries.
And that's a realistic fucking shit, bro. Imagine saying shit that is in the deepest corners of your mind that you don't want anyone to know, and you can't control saying it, bro. That's fucking that's Tourette's, bro.
My cousin, one time,
This
my cousin and
I can't stand Butters, bro. I fucking love Butters so much, but I hate him at the same time. Why the fuck does he have his pants all the way down, my nigga? There's so many people in life that do that shit. Do y'all remember going back to elementary school and shit and having kids pull their pants all the way down to the fucking ground to their ankles to piss? Bro, why the fuck did y'all do that shit? I want somebody that used to do that in my comments. Tell me why the fuck you used to do that shit. That shit was always weird to me, bro. No one wants to see your ass when we walk into the bathroom, my nigga. Nobody wants to see that shit, bro.
This is not possible.
Just pull it like
for a funny plot
down to your meat and fucking piss. Like I don't get it.
Knows what it's like to be someone with tics. He tries to get out of going on to Dateline, so he makes a visit to Chris Hansen. When he tells Hansen
Hold on, chat,
that
I'm
he isn't
checking
gonna do
something.
the show,
Why don't you
Cool.
have a seat?
We're good.
this is an obvious reference to his show. I mean, you really do wonder why most
Take a seat. Well, just take a seat over there. Just take a seat over there. I'm Chris Hansen.
But yeah, it really does feel like.
Hey, do y'all watch those Gideon and Skeeter Gene freaking Vitality Predator videos, bro? It's fucking insane, bro. There's so many Predators out there, man. It's so like weird to see that there's so many.
Chris Hansen.
I feel like 2024 is the year of the Predators, bro, and that's a sad thing to see if you look at it that way. But life, just like anything else, is about perspective. You could say 2024 fucking sucks because of how many Predators are getting caught, but think about it, bro. That's one less Predator to worry about, my nigga. Yeah, usually they don't get arrested or some shit, which is a crime in itself, but at least we know they're a Predator. Anybody else sees them, that's a fucking Predator, you know? So, hey, I mean, it sucks that there's that many out there, but it's great that that many are being caught. Fuck them niggas, bro.
Basically threatens him, talking about a time where a person from To Catch a Predator ran back into his house and they tried to locate the man, but he ended up...
He shot himself.
Yeah, this actually happened in real life if you didn't know. And
Nice.
it caused a lot of controversy during this time.
And then shot himself in the head.
And he had a pistol in his hand.
After he threatens Eric,
I just peed my pants.
Cartman then starts praying to God, attempting to show remorse, but somehow ends up blaming God.
You must see how this is all somewhat your fault, right?
This is just a
blame
beautiful
God.
showing of
Fuck
Cartman's
Eric, bro. Are you
narcissism.
kidding me?
Meanwhile,
Nigga, just
Kyle
blame
and Thomas
God,
are devising a plan of their own to make sure Eric doesn't end up on TV. Still thinking that at this point, Cartman wants to be on the show. They do this by inviting a bunch of predators to the studio. This is
Sorry,
likely a
my
subtle
niggas.
joke on no matter
I
how
tried to sound as white
obvious
as possible.
a setup is,
I'm
a
just
predator
opening shit on my
will
phone.
still take that risk. And once they arrive, they see
still
Chris
paying
Hansen
attention.
and they start unaliving themselves.
Wait a minute. Oh, God, it's Chris Hansen.
It's all the Predators! Oh my god! Look at all those fucking Predators,
This
bro.
causes
Yeah,
the
shoot
audience
yourselves.
to flee the
In
studio,
GTA, my
followed
nigga.
by
In
Chris Hansen.
GTA.
Kyle
I can't
tells
say that on
Cartman
YouTube.
smugly that he is
Fuck them
beaten
niggas,
and
though.
will not be going on television.
Oh, thank you, Cap.
Cartman ends up hugging Kyle, to his surprise and anger, of course. Cartman thanks him, explaining how he has been saved from humiliating himself on national TV. He then leaves to find a psychiatrist to help him control what he says. As he skips off singing,
Ah, shit!
this is one of those episodes where, despite Cartman being the worst human ever, he doesn't end up getting what he deserves. Sometimes it be like that. So the one criticism that TAA had with this episode was that it focused too heavily on the form of Tourette's that involves swearing.
Yeah,
Which is fair,
and I can see
considering
that. Yeah,
only a
it's
small
fair.
percentage of people suffer from those specific tics.
It's fair. That's a fair take. I mean, it was a great episode overall, and it did a really good job of explaining what Tourette's like kind of is in a specific instance. But there's a way broader spectrum of fucking Tourette's, my nigga. Like, I can flick a light switch 10,000 fucking times. That's Tourette's, my nigga. I can cough up a lung. That's fucking Tourette's, my nigga. I can, like, snap my fingers. Fucking Tourette's, my nigga. And the scary thing about it is you can always develop new tics. You can always develop new tics. If you're around somebody that has Tourette's, you can develop their tics like you can catch a cold. It's fucking insane. The brain is such a complex thing that it's fucking crazy to me, bro. You can literally, bro, if I've developed people's tics before from videos, my nigga. Like, look, and yawning is the same way. If somebody yawns, you probably just yawned. If somebody yawns, my nigga, you'll yawn. Same way with tics. If I see somebody, I mean, I don't anymore because my Tourette's aren't that bad. Like, I don't really get much of them anymore, much tics or anything. But, like, let's say back in middle school, right? I saw somebody, like, I could develop that shit. I think I actually did used to go sometimes. Like, but fuck, like, it's scary, man.
It's South Park. Of course they were going to focus on that. I've been reading a lot of posts to find out how people with Tourette's reacted to this episode. Most of them say they enjoyed it, but a common negative I see is that it caused people to bring up the episode when meeting them for the first time. Oh, you have Tourette's? Have you seen the South Park episode? Yeah, that's definitely out of pocket. I'm the #1 South Park blazer, and not even I would mention this episode to someone with Tourette's unless I was just their friend first. That's just
yeah, don't bring shit like that up to somebody that has Tourette's if you don't know them, my nigga. That's weird. But if you know them, they're your friend. Fuck it. They probably seen the episode and like it. I love the fucking episode. It's hilarious. I'm just an easy type of nigga to get along with, though. That's just me, chat. Like, you can say whatever the fuck you want to me, and I probably won't care. Like, I'm such a nonchalant ass nigga.
Chill about it.
They make fun, but they do it in an intelligent, biting way.
Absolutely.
And I had absolutely no issue with it whatsoever.
He also added that at the time, his kids thought it was the coolest thing he's ever been a part of, which is pretty hilarious.
South Park?
I'd like to know if anyone watching this
Did he
video
actually
has
voice the
Tourette's.
character of Chris Hansen in the show? I don't know. I don't know. I never fucking, I didn't look that deep into it.
Experiences and your thoughts
W video. I want to make sure I don't butcher your name again, bro. I've been watching a few of his videos. I haven't subbed yet. Fuck it, I'll subscribe to you, my nigga.
In case anyone
Armchair analysis. W fucking video, my nigga. W fucking video, my nigga.
And
hey,
thank you.
As somebody with Tourette's, thank you, South Park, for making fucking fuck Eric. So thank you for fucking him over. And also thank you for making a good representation of some sort of Tourette's, a specific instance of it. And thank you, Armchair, for covering it. Good video, my nigga. Go show him some love. TG Oregon. And we out, my niggas. We gone, my nigga. We gone.